Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of The Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. In this episode, we will set our sights on big ol' biggity bitch Stoneclaw, who has her Stoneclaws at the moment as she is tromping through the Umbrascape, as she often does when traversing any part of the Sept that is not thoroughly veiled. And having taken a little walkie-poo to head across the length of the Sept, up towards the northern reaches, up towards the northern woods where the training grounds are Sept. She will go nosing around, come into the area snuffling, trying to determine who is there, who is not, who she can bother.
Yeah, I'm going to take some liberties here and say that Stoneclaw will actually see Ping walk off with a rather large bag on her back, looking like she's under some duress and probably possibly quite tired. In Eric's hand, there is actually a stick, a rather large stick. For what purpose? I guess Stoneclaw may have to ask, but he's walking back. Probably to like some kind of shed or whatever that holds like all the training equipment. He puts the stick in the inside and then comes out with a rather large like hammer on his shoulder. Some like you would see like a lumberjack carrying an axe, like he's holding it just like that. And he doesn't really notice Stoneclaw at first, so he's kind of like walking in the opposite like direction, probably to maybe head someplace.
Do you want to set Olaf on the training grounds, or shall you enter at another point?
Olaf will enter when he enters, buddy. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, in that case, Stoneclaw will continue, this time with less of a lumber, more of a lazy trot, kind of speed herself up a little bit and let loose kind of a whorf. Not a bork, but a whorf. Just to kind of let Eric know she's there and headed in his direction.
Yep. Eric's ears kind of twitch hearing this whorf. And he turns and heads towards her and gives her a look over and nods his head at her. What can I do you for, Stoneclaw?
And she'll trot right on up, probably tilting her muzzle up partway through or turning it aside during the latter part of the approach to offer her throat as she does so. But being acknowledged, she will look up, plop her haunches down, and say, "Teach me to walk in city."
Oh, you haven't been to the cityscape or the city yet?
Yes. But do not understand why I stop and go.
Okay. Eric sucks in a deep breath, kind of looks around, maybe rolls his shoulders a second. All right, let's get you going. Teach you about the city. I'm probably the worst person for this. We'll do our best.
Yes.
Well, it's a good thing I'm done, father, then.
Oh yeah, well, good thing you are, because I'm definitely not that kind of a guy.
Yeah, that was Olaf's deck stealth roll. She just rolled up on there.
Pops a glance over. Ear twitch.
Alright. Well, you talking about or the Tellurian Stoneclaw?
No.
Umberside?
Yes. No people.
Fair. Might
Not
be
distracted.
More dangerous, but
We just have to pay attention to the Weaver signs more cautiously, that's all.
uh-huh.
Then learn both Weaver signs and Hamid signs. Good.
One of these days we may have to teach you homoglyphs.
There's a mild, disgusted look.
It shouldn't be too painful. Lupuses tend to learn pretty quickly.
If Katori knows them, they can't be but so bad.
Exactly.
Katori is very wise. I am
Indeed.
not so wise.
Well, you don't get wise just out of the blue. It comes with time.
I'm not a crescent moon.
It's took for another day. Come on.
Or
And
if I'm crescent moon, I'm very bad one.
Olaf just starts walking.
Yeah, Eric will walk us, in step with him.
Trot behind.
Where Olaf leads you is to a point on the very, very edge of the bond, very, very edge of the green. And he takes a knee and points out towards the city. What Stoneclaw sees is a wide landscape of buildings covered in cobwebs of varying sizes and patterns, with smaller spiders, if by smaller you mean a St. Bernard, running across the webs, patching things, monitoring things, and occasionally a much, much bigger spider. Some of them are goddamn huge, with all kinds of things attached to them. These ones look like they're made of metal. Their eyes glow in a natural neon blue. They're faster. Sometimes they jump from strand to strand. They seem to be on the lookout for something else, though they are moving in a looser pattern. Watch this. And after long enough, what ends up happening is, as the various pattern spiders go about their work, a Bane comes along. Now, this Bane's probably smarter than your average Bane. It's following the pattern spiders. It's trying to mimic them. But at some point in this charade, it goes slightly off kilter. Just slightly. One of the bigger metal spiders stops. Its neon blue eyes turn red. Target acquired. Tracking. A large gun on its back begins rotating without the spider itself moving. Stoneclaw can see a very strange electric blue beginning to crackle around a rod in the center of the gun. And as it does, locked, bright light comes out of this gun, shoots straight through the Bane, and the Bane's eviscerated. Its essence dissipates into the umbra, and the metal spider's eyes turn blue again, and it returns to what it was doing.
Stoneclaw does not bork.
You see that?
Yes.
Those big metal ones, they're called hunter spider. They are things that enforce Weaver's will. Many guns all over them. And she can very plainly see these things are just fucking armed to the nines. With types of guns she hasn't even fucking seen before. There's one with many barrels. There's the one she saw that shot like who the fuck knows. There's even little like pods, and she doesn't know what they are, but there's a lot of holes in there, and they're all symmetrical and shaped with a conical red thing. Who the fuck knows what those do?
She smiles at it from way over here. It's not a smile.
Olaf flicks her in the ear. Don't do that.
Are there different types of spiders, Olaf?
Kinda. The two I see are hunter spider and pattern spider. Those are the ones that I know what hunter spiders do. I don't quite 100% know what pattern spiders do. I mean, mostly I just see them walking around doing their thing. Now, the ones we see the most, they're called rust spiders. Those are, how was it put to me? They are worm-corrupted spider. They are thing the worm takes from the weaver, makes its own. When we attack places owned by Megadon or FFS or other company like that, when you go in the Umbra, most of the time you see rust spider. Many rust spiders.
What does rust spider look like?
You see spiders without guns?
Yes.
Like that, but covered in rust.
What is rust?
You know when metal sometimes has red stuff growing on it?
She tilts her head faintly and thinks about it for a moment. But after a comically long pause, finally glances back over and says, yes.
That is rust. It is corruption of metal.
Yes.
Sometimes it makes the metal brittle and degrades it to the point where it breaks down and just becomes, easy to break.
That'll actually earn Eric a sharp glance of appreciation. We'll let yours twitch a time or two. Good.
Rust spiders are nothing to fuck with. I fought with them before. They can do very bad things. They can hold you in place with webs in a way that is bad, hurts the mind. They can slow you down real bad. That kind of thing. Sometimes they just bite or stab you.
I bite harder.
Not listening. If you're not careful, they take away your ability to bite or do anything. Very careful when fighting rust spiders. You must fight them because they are the worm, but must be very careful. Keep whole pack around.
Yes.
Not to mention, I've heard Aaron mention them before, and they seem to wreck your computer systems as well. So
Yeah.
if you ever have a glass walker with you for some reason and they talk about rust spiders, then you better be on your fucking guard.
Yeah. I would not have known much about them had I not attacked so many worm corporations in my day. Half the time it's easier just to kill everyone in the Tellurian.
That seems to be the general premise of things.
Yeah.
Haven't done much on side, to be honest with you.
These are
Well,
always easier.
thankfully I have. Now, you see big city, yes?
Yes.
Big scar.
Yes.
There is a way we can move around in Umbra, but it is very specific.
You stop and go.
Hmm.
Show me.
When we go, you do exactly as I do. You move where I move.
Yes. Like
Don't
with
go
smiles.
Yeah. Huh. So we taught you that. Good.
Did not show why.
Now you see why. You do wrong thing. Hunter spiders, they all come. You may kill many. This is true. But many more come. Die eventually.
He issues a snort but moves kind of impatiently up behind Olaf. Like, I'm ready. I'm so ready that I'm going to bump into your butt. Let's go.
Yeah, Eric takes the tonic shift into lupus.
Olaf leads them down at a trot. And eventually they come... by eventually, I mean like in the near fucking future. They come up to the edge of where the sidewalk meets the street. And he goes, okay, you see white lines here?
I assume it means like crosswalk lines?
Yes.
So yeah, she'll peer at it, peer down either length of the street to compare it to whatever else is there, and then say, yes.
This is where you cross street. But wait, see over here. And he is very directly looking at the edge of the light where the actual walk don't walk signal is. When there is hand that is red, do not move. When there is little white stick man, we move.
What
And
do stick man?
You'll see, watch. And eventually, Stoneclaw sees weird homoglyphs going down by the hand, ticking downward. Well, she doesn't even know it's downward. They're just going away. They're just doing a thing.
What
and
do
eventually,
those ones?
homoglyphs for numbers. When
What
there
you
is a
said.
single slim one, it is no more. And she'll see the one literally show up, and then it's gone. Eventually, she sees white stick man. What Olaf just said. It is a white figure. When that comes up, Olaf crosses.
She'll narrow her eyes at it for maybe half a second, but once Olaf starts moving, she'll trot along behind him.
Yeah, Eric will take a real guard, so to speak.
Only on white lines. Yes?
Yes.
What if there are no white lines?
Don't cross. Hunter spiders. Must find white lines.
Hmm.
In the Umbra, anyways. In the Tellurian, sometimes there might not be any, but I don't think
Yeah.
there's any fear of rust spiders in the Tellurian.
Or hunter spiders for that matter.
Yeah.
And as they're walking on the sidewalk, we're walking on sidewalk now. Gray thing with cracks. You walk here. And it's very obvious where they are, what's going on.
And again,
Um,
she'll take time comparing the edge of the sidewalk to the street, the other edge to whatever little sad tufts of grass there may be. Though, albeit in the Umberscape, it's probably just flat dirt.
Now, eventually, what they get to instead is a stop sign, a red octagon with some homoglyphs in it. And Olaf looks at it and considers it. He has, in fact, stopped.
He gets bumped into. Not harshly, just like she obviously doesn't know what the fuck is there. So she keeps walking, looking around, looking for more white lines on the road, and just kind of thumps into them and then apologetically sits.
Oddly enough, there are white lines here. This is exception to thing earlier. See, there is stop sign here. And he points at the stop sign. But up ahead, you see triangle. It's a triangle. He points to.
What, like a yield sign or?
Yes.
Okay.
He is pointing to a yield sign. When
What is octagon?
He points at the stop sign.
Is like circle, but not.
Yes, like circle but not, and red.
Yes.
Not all octagons are red, but stop sign is red.
Does that mean we cannot walk anymore? It says stop.
Means we wait for nothing to be in road. We look both ways. Then he literally is doing this. If there is nothing, now we can walk. But must also be yield sign. And as he's walking, he points out exactly what the fucking yield sign is.
What is yield sign?
It means if we are already in the road and someone else is in the road going other way would hit us, they have to stop. But if there's no one, they keep going.
They give us permission to go first. They have to yield to us or whoever's on the road or crossing the street.
Too many rules.
This is city walking, and he just keeps going. He makes very astute pivoted turns that look very unnatural in the lupine form. And it's not too much longer before they get to yet another lighted crosswalk, except this one has a no shit traffic light beside it. Okay, you see little circles on pole over there?
Yes.
The red one means stop. That is why we are stopped. The yellow one means it is about to be red. And the green one, it means you can go if you are in Hamid box with wheels. It will always go from green to yellow to red, or from red straight to green.
Why yellow?
Yellow lets weaver boxes who are close, cannot stop early enough, just go through, or ones that are far off know they will have to stop.
Are they bad at stopping?
They are absolutely horrible at stopping.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
In Tellurian, and the light's going through several shifts as they do this, but they are still on the sidewalk.
She's just staring at the lights while they talk.
As they're stopped there, In Tellurian, the Weaver box drivers, the humans, they do not always pay attention, have accidents.
Maybe if there were spiders in Tellurian, they would listen.
I think if there were spiders in Tellurian, they would mostly be going, ah!
Total chaos.
Shooting their guns and whatnot. And then light turns green again, and this coincides with White Stick Man, the walk sign.
Ooh,
And
White Stick Man.
he goes through the walk sign. And they go through this process for some time until they get to another park. Like this is a bit of a fucking trek down the way. They get to another park, and she watches Olaf go through this a lot, sees kind of how he moves in various situations. Then they get to the edge of the park. At the edge of the park, Olaf literally takes the little inroad into the park, and once they're securely in the park, just kind of feels free to do whatever the fuck he wants. He walks right onto the grass.
Can only lead sidewalk for paths.
At first, but when you step into a wild place with any green, well, not all the times, but a big park like this is easier.
And she will consider this her reward for not getting eaten by a spider, and finally trot off one of the paths, start snuffling around, investigating.
I will show you a thing I like to do.
Perk?
When you go in a new place, you have to pick where you cross over so the humans do not see you do it. I will show you one of better places. And he walks over to probably one of like the little restroom kiosk type things. It's not a porta john. It's one of those like kind of small shit shacks, basically. And he walks in there, and
She follows him in.
okay, so your temptation is going to be using those mirrors to cross over. But keep in mind, sometimes when you peek across the gauntlet, they can see you too. Would be very strange. I am Joe Johnson. I'm washing my hands, and oh fuck, there's a wolf. What you do, and he kind of headbutts open one of the lavatory doors. In here, there are usually very shiny things, and he literally like points his muzzle at the toilet paper dispenser. They're often made of metal. You can see a reflection in the metal, or even, and he points at the toilet bowl, in that water. Closed door behind. You make sure, peek across the gauntlet to make sure that door is also closed in there. And then you do it.
And she will trot around the various stalls and whatnot, figuring out what is shiny, what is not shiny. Considering it's a public bathroom, it's probably not, but so clean. But hey, the water in the toilet bowl works.
I will show you other way I do it on the way back.
She will investigate the urinals as well.
Also, oh yeah, go for
Blink.
On the outside of these stalls are more white stick men. The one that looks like just plain stick man, another one with stick man with like a triangle on it, triangle on it, indicating male and female. You might want to use the female one.
Why?
It's taboo for females to be in a male's restroom and vice versa.
Break veil?
Break veil.
Yeah.
Or lead to it anyway. I will put it this way. You do not see strange males around a pack until it is right season. And even then, the alpha and his mate will often chase them off. With humans, it is like this for strange reasons almost all of the times. They have no season. They just keep mating.
She pulls a face.
I know, it's strange. But is the way they do. So it leads to rooms like this separate for males and females.
If do not have season, how do get pups?
They always get pups. All
Mhm.
year.
That's why there's so many.
She looks disgusted.
Olaf just looks matter of fact, like this is what they do. Oh,
He's always making puppies all the time.
so many
Gosh.
puppies, 400 puppies.
Turbo puppies.
So she will traipse out and look around for the stick man and find him and start walking around the building. Investigate other doors, probably find like the equivalent of the custodian type closet type thing. Try really hard to get into that. Eventually wander around and find the women's bathroom.
Olaf comes out. It's for Stoneclaw's curiosity to be satisfied.
Yep. And she will come out and say they are missing pieces.
Is difference between males and females. Besides, female bathroom has more stalls.
Yes.
It's better. No, I will show you other ways you have to do things in a pinch. And he walks back to the path, resumes the path, and they engage in the same practices they did before. Until he gets to an alley. And then he takes a very sharp right turn into the alley. The way Stoneclaw has been seeing him move, she can tell that he is taking his way into the alley the way that a weaver box would.
Is no sidewalk.
Sometimes can
No
go
white
in
lines.
here. I know. Sometimes can go in this way. Many strange things in the city.
And there are
Most of
probably
them.
some like cobwebby, neglected strands in the alley, I imagine.
Probably. Now, most of the time, you will be following other rank guru. You will see as they do and learn it that way. I'm teaching you basics just in case.
These.
And he walks through the alley until he gets to the representation of a puddle that happens to be behind a dumpster. You see this big metal box.
Yes.
You can hide amongst these, and if there is some water in alley, you can cross over here. But you must always, always beware of camera.
What is camera?
Is a weaver eye. Very glassy like. Can record us doing things. Break veil.
Sure.
What Olaf eventually does, and as he's walking, I will show you pictures of what they look like for Tellurian, and he points off and actually goes all the way out of his way to point out from the sidewalk a camera that's hanging up on top of one of the poles is a traffic light. That is a spirit of a camera.
It will be thoroughly investigated from the sidewalk. Very carefully on the sidewalk. Maybe leaning a little bit over the edge, but definitely keeping her paws firmly on the sidewalk.
What Stoneclaw sees is the spirit of a camera. It appears to give absolutely zero fucks about what the wolves are doing.
Snuffling so hard. Stretch.
They're in a neat little line on the sidewalk, so that's orderly. You can stop on a sidewalk if you want to. It's not outside the regulations. So there's there. It doesn't give a fuck. But what you do see it do is, with a very limited range of motion, it appears to be tracking the comings and goings of pattern spiders, all of whom are from time to time using the roads the way that Stoneclaw has seen cars do.
She'll eventually become jealous enough to point out they not walk on sidewalk.
Eh. They own the road.
She sets her ears back a bit.
I don't like it either.
What is... How do they own? Is their territory?
And he nods.
And she'll snuffle down the line of the sidewalk for a bit, like the curb of it. Hunting for scent marks, territory markers.
You smell a fuck ton of Weaver because it's all around you.
Yeah, exactly. It smells like a fucking umbral sidewalk.
Weaver boxes tend to own the road in the Tellurian because, one, for safety reasons, if, as Olaf put out earlier, if we just turn across the road and Weaver box comes by, we get struck, and get hurt really bad. It also helps with ease of flow of these Weaver boxes and a mass. So for traffic.
Weaver box can only go on that.
Yes, otherwise they break rule and police come.
Mm-hmm.
They also go in alleys. They are allowed.
What is police?
You remember humans in blue with shiny thing on chest and gun?
As Katie reviews Stoneclaw's past and tries to figure out if she's actually seen the police.
Oh yeah, Stoneclaw got jammed up with the police at that fucking festival after that lady just kicked some lady in the face.
Oh, that's right.
It was fucking
She
nuts,
did.
bro.
She did. So she mulls on this for a minute and then finally perks up. Yes.
Those are police. They enforce human rules for humans. They think when we walk in the human skin that we are humans, try to enforce rules on us.
Yes. Took woman I was going to bite.
Don't bite people in public.
No.
She snarled at Hotfix.
But stupid, yes. But when we walk amongst the humans in their skin, we wait for the right time.
Was challenging.
The humans do not think of things this way.
Challenged someone else instead.
Strange.
Yes.
Either way, it is not for us to interfere in our waters with the worm.
Yes.
And Olaf begins heading the group back to the Sept of the Green. When they do finally get back.
Oh boy.
I guess I'm gonna roll for cleansing. Oh Lord. Oh, we're good. We're good.
Thank God.
And so as he's doing the rite of cleansing, I guess she will look to Eric since Olaf has a stick in his mouth, like a champ.
Mm-hmm.
Do not have to worry about people. Do not come near me. Yes?
Typically, yes. For the other auspices, not so much. For you, definitely.
Yes.
Though sometimes your presence can make humans act irrationally, more violent, not run away as typical.
Walked with
Must be careful.
Hotfix. Big group of people moved away.
Mm-hmm. Most likely because of you.
Yes.
They would do the same for me.
And yeah, I'll spend the gnosis to make sure extra targets are covered. So So yeah, that's all good. And we all get cleansed because I spent a buttload of gnosis on us just now. We can walk back into the Sept of the Green without like lightning striking us at a later date.
Thanks. Well, I learned something today. Thanks, Den Father.
Yes.
Olaf just kind of looks at Scoffguard. Aren't you past Cleith?
Yeah. But I don't have much experience dealing with like the Weaver and stuff, other than just typically minding my business and do what they say. So
I missed like all of that.
hello.
Bob, I can't hear you anymore. Try refreshing.
All right. Let's try that again.
There you go.
Okay. And Olaf is just chatting Scoffguard because he's packed with a glass walker.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get for not having Weaver more. So he learned a few things about spiders and stuff like that. So it was cool.
Yeah.
He's
Olaf
good.
just learned this from hanging out with Emmett and Katori for so goddamn long.
That is rules. Can move now in city.
Is some rules. You should do as I did when I was younger. When I was a Cleith, I followed the ones who knew what they were doing. Did not go on my own.
What if need to go in city?
Then must take a risk. You can go in Umbra, or you can go in Tellurian. But it's not good to go alone.
In fact, if you need anything done that could be done by, let's say, another Homid, and you have kinfolk, it'll be best to employ them to do it, other than yourself.
Yes. But sometimes things like New Cup, sometimes bad things, might have to go.
It's easier when you're in pack.
Hmm.
When you're in pack, you have the link of the mind. You can think a thing and they will know.
I'm ready. Stomps foot. Stops stone claws.
I have not heard the songs of the spirits for you yet.
They need to sing louder.
They will. They will with time.
Yarun's path is the slowest.
Should go do more things for singing.
Believe me, your time will come. It was only a year ago I showed up here as Cleath. Now look at me.
I will find worm and kill, so spirits will sing.
Spoken like a young Arun. No. Is enough for this day. Maybe one day soon, take you into Luray and show you some things.
Yes.
And Olaf looks at Skofgard. A couple of days ago, did you feel what I felt?
Perk.
Are you speaking of the Gnosis surge?
Yes.
I felt it, but I have not got a chance to explore yet or investigate.
Antsy Prancy Paws.
Fucking shit.
Can feel. 1, 2, see.
Half of the time, I'm tied up here. It'll be difficult for me to get down there. Try to round up some Cleats and maybe some cubs and go take a look at it.
Yes.
Yeah, sure thing, I'll do it.
Thank you. Do not be hesitant to take one of my pack with you. That way the message will get back to me sooner.
Fair enough. See if Deshi can come along.
Deshi or Lucas.
Impatient Prancy Paws. Wanna go.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Never without a pack.
She kind of glances between the two of them. Good enough.
Olaf just kind of looks amused. Soon. But not now.
What if there is thing? What if isn't Scar? Will be tainted.
If it is tainted, it will be cleansed.
Get there before is tainted. Stomp foot.
It has been in the scarf for more than 5 minutes.
Hell, just stepping off the bond, we're tainted.
Except right now. You're welcome. No. In fact, yeah, drop a line in the Guardian net. We will see who responds.
Alright.
I have some things to take care of. Apparently, and he just glances in the direction of Red Bones. Some people like to have fucking disagreements every hour of the day and the evening, and I have to come deal with it.
They've been real rowdy lately. I'm not too sure what's going on.
Yeah. It's normal.
And she'll
Anyway, it's usually
glance.
enjoy watching it sometimes.
My work is never done. Stoneclaw,
Perk.
go back to the grounds, and I think there's another deer hunch. See if you can get something to eat.
Ooh. She gets all perky. But she will turn and glance to Eric. Will come get me like Wednesday. Yes?
Yes.
Good. And then she's gonna feign indifference for maybe 3 whole steps. And then scoot along because there's food over there and she wants it. It's mine.
And Olaf goes his separate way to go deal with his various everyday file docs duties.
Yeah, Eric just kind of walks off someplace.
He goes places with things.
Yeah, places with things.
Well, very well. Then as the 3 go their separate ways to eat and settle business and, I don't know, hit something with a stick or a hammer, apparently a hammer, we will say thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching, and we'll see you next time on Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.